Alright everyone, hello, greetings, and welcome to this news video. I am the Ninjaneer, and the topics for today are as follows. Shoppers want more, aka better, EV options. Honda is beginning to retrofit their Ohio plant to produce EVs. FSD is $99. Monroe Live tore down the Cybertruck's EDM and the Cybertruck's battery pack. Tailosive EV drove in the Fiscar Ocean. And things that I liked. Let's go ahead and get started. There is a Business Insider article that is very, very biased, although it is also making a fairly decent point that even I've started to wonder about recently. Anyway, it says that EV shoppers want more choices than Tesla, which I believe is true. It's one of the things that I've kind of harped on this channel. I want more options besides Tesla so that competition can make all cars better in general. Recent EV survey results could spell trouble for Tesla's growth. Possibly. And then last but not least, the haymaker, I guess, of this article. This is the latest sign that the EV slowdown is catching up to Elon Musk. I don't know why it's catching up to Elon Musk. It should probably be catching up to Tesla because that's the company. The guy himself just runs the company. And yeah, anyway, they just needed the clicks, so they threw that last line in there. Electric vehicle shoppers are getting sick of Tesla. I don't know about that. Like, I've never heard anybody say, oh, I love Tesla, and then a week later be like, you know what, Tesla ain't really the business. I've never really heard that. Maybe I'm in a bubble, in a vacuum, because I only talk to the people that work where I work and go to the grocery store I go to and what have you. But maybe I'm just biased in that case, and maybe people are getting sick of Tesla, but I haven't noticed that trend. Well over half of the EV shoppers surveyed by UBS in an annual study, UBS is a bank, by the way, said that they would prefer to buy an electric car from a legacy car maker over a new manufacturer such as Tesla. It seems like the way that they formatted this quiz was more like, hey, would you rather buy something from a legacy or from a new car maker? And it makes sense that pretty much everybody would pick somebody who is established that they know. Yeah, it just makes sense. That's human nature. Yeah. On top of that, the bank found that the likelihood of a U.S. shopper to buy the likelihood a U.S. shopper would buy an EV increased with brands other than Tesla. So in other words, they're saying that as long as Tesla is not in the equation, that people are more prone to want to buy an electric vehicle. I don't know how that survey was done. I cannot find the survey even when looking at the bank website and looking into yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, even when I click on this bad boy, it doesn't necessarily take me anywhere relevant. So yeah, generally speaking, I don't know where this study was found or why it was founded or who did it or what have you. They just claimed that a bank did a study and that these are the findings of the study. It bothers me a little bit that I can't find the actual study, but I'm reporting on this because it actually will tie into a video that I'm planning on doing in a couple of weeks. Long story short, people are saying that Tesla might not be the ideal choice anymore for whatever reason. Yeah, so anyway, despite EV shoppers' clear desire for more options, Tesla remains the top brand for consideration and saw an increase in preference among American shoppers they survey. So people don't like Tesla, but they still acknowledge the fact that Tesla is the best EV to get right now. From a price to range perspective, from a quality perspective, maybe not so much, because I've heard quality issues that I personally haven't experienced, but other people have. So yeah. Now, this news, even though I am no longer planning on buying another Honda vehicle potentially ever again, I love the fact that this article exists and that Honda seems to be trying, at least in America, to transition to EVs. It says, Marysville, Ohio, a leading automotive manufacturer, is blazing a trail in the realm of electric vehicles with significant strides towards establishing EV production capabilities in North America. I really do hope that these are significant strides, but if the general Japanese auto market is to be believed, this might just be for the press. We'll see. Hopefully they make a real effort in that direction. Spearheaded by the Honda EV Club in Ohio, the company aims to set a new standard for the EV manufacturing, for EV manufacturing excellence. As Honda gears up for the commencement of EV production slated for late 2025, substantial progress has been made in the retooling efforts, including preparations for vehicle production and in-house assembly of intelligent power units, IPUs, a pivotal component housing the EV battery. Interesting. The initiative aligns with Honda's overarching commitment to achieve carbon neutrality and aims for 100% zero emissions vehicle sales by 2040. 2040 is still way, way too far out. I hope that the effort that they put into this Ohio factory spurs them on to be faster about adopting EVs. If they are slowly moving into EVs and actually get all the way zero emissions by 2040, I don't know if EVs are going to be ubiquitous by that time, but if they are, then there's a good possibility that Honda is going to be deeply struggling if they wait until 2040 to get everything 100% zero emissions. I believe they should pull this goal back by 10 years about. So at any rate, it is great to hear that Honda is actually doing something tangible when it comes to moving towards electric vehicles. Their concept cars were nice, they were pretty, but in my head and in the heads of many other people that looked at those prototypes, they were just like, oh yeah, those concepts. They said, yeah, I don't know if they're ever gonna make those because they look too wackadoo. It's just kind of how it is. Like if you see a concept car that's just all sorts of crazy and super out there and looks like a science project, they usually don't come to market because they don't have a lot of it. Like there's some concepts that I've seen that didn't even have any internals like dashboards or anything like that. It was just like a shell with a yeah. Long story short, concept cars are not an indication of where the company is going. And so to see that they're actually retooling, to see that they're actually bringing in stuff to make electric cars is a fantastic sign that I would like to see happen in all facets of the auto industry, so we can go ahead and get this transition going and we can go ahead and make sure that humanity continues to exist and all that. Tesla dropped their FSD price. It is now $99 a month instead of $199. I guess I would prefer to hear from you guys as opposed to other people that I've heard from as to whether or not you think that this will make an impact on the overall take rate of the system. So I noticed that a lot of people were saying that the price drop applies to only the subscription because the actual FSD, like if you just bought it outright, is still $12,000. So I don't know if that means that they're planning on changing that to maybe be a more reasonable price for just purchasing it outright as well. But as of now, the only price drop is a 50% price drop from their monthly subscription price to $99 instead of $199. The price drop brings the offerings in line with other automakers, which I think is a ludicrous statement. What the heck is that? Okay, so from what I can tell, FSD is a much more wide-ranging system from a perspective of where it can drive. And I believe that, let me see here, it says, after 3 years of subscription costs $25, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Super Cruise was rated the best driver assist option by Edmunds. Consumer Reports rated Blue Cruiser top pick, Super Cruise coming in second. So both systems are quite capable and stand out for being truly hands-free, unlike Tesla FSD. This statement is nice and all, but I've never been a huge fan of Edmunds for many a reason, but usually because their reporting is kind of half-baked sometimes. Yeah, anyway, the idea here is that they're saying that there are systems that are cheaper that are better. And I don't know if that is necessarily the case, because I feel like if there's a system that drives anywhere and you just have to pay attention, that is better than something that just drives on the highway and you don't necessarily have to pay as much attention. I'm the kind of person that likes to drive himself around, so maybe that's a bias that is playing into this, but I feel like touching the steering wheel every now and again, holding on to it, is not a thing that is a detractor from a self-driving system. It just keeps you attentive to the road, because level 2 systems are level 2 systems, regardless of if you're talking about the Blue Cruise, Super Cruise, or FSD. Until such a time as they say, hey, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to pay attention to nothing, you can whatever, it becomes level 3. I would prefer to be reminded to keep your hands on the wheel. Not that I need the reminder, I just prefer to be reminded. Yeah, and I prefer the people around me to be reminded, because I don't know those drivers out there. I don't know those people. I mean, I might know some of them, but I'm not sure that I know them, because I'm driving. Anyway, long story short, FSD, in my opinion, has the feature of you actually having to hold the steering wheel or interact with the steering wheel at some point, because that reminds you that you are not in a system that is completely autonomous. Blue Cruise and Super Cruise, in my opinion, kind of reinforce the concept of not paying attention to the road, in spite of the fact that you should probably be paying attention to the road. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, FSD price drop. Good for everybody who wanted to try out FSD. There is also a trial going on for FSD right now. I mentioned that a couple of videos ago. But yeah, the trial is happening. The pricing for FSD has gone down. I don't know how long it's going to be down. Maybe that's the new permanent price. But yeah, less money paid is always better for the consumer. So yeah, good times. Monroe Associates went ahead and tore down the rear cradle and the EDM for the Cybertruck, as well as the battery pack. So they took it apart and talked about it, basically. Both of these videos are absolutely fantastic if you are the type of person that likes the nuts and bolts of things. He talks about the systems and how they're put together, and the fasteners and the way that the parts were produced and all kinds of fun stuff. Both of these videos are absolutely fantastic, and I'll have them down in the comments, in the description of this video. But the best parts about these is just the in-depth industry experience, looking at something like this and dissecting it and breaking it down. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So these two things happened. I learned a lot about both of these systems and how Cybertruck kind of came about, and what some of the engineers may have been thinking as they were producing the vehicle. All right, Tailosive EV did a video about the Fiscar. He did a test drive of the Fiscar and gave his thoughts about the situation. The video is titled "My First and Last Time Driving the Fiscar Ocean," so that should give you somewhat of an idea of how he felt about the vehicle itself. So yeah, I encourage you guys to check out that video. It was very interesting, very in-depth, very complete, if you will. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think you would too. All right, and now for things that I liked. Yeah, Tailosive EV, once again, he's the first video that we're talking about in the things that I like section. He did an interview with with Chris Anthony from the Aptera company, the CEO, one of the co-CEOs, and there was even a guest appearance by Steve Fambro. At any rate, they basically talked about all sorts of fun things with relation to the vehicle, all sorts of fun bits of data that we got. They held up the door, and he talked about how light it was. They had people standing on the thing. The whole video was extremely well edited, extremely well made. All of the questions were spot on. Tailosive's community is really great at putting together good questions and Yeah, they're even better at asking those questions. It was just, this is, every time I have this thing where every time that I look at a Tailosive video, I'm like, yeah, this is the new standard for what I want to show people when it comes to Aptera. This is the new thing that I'm going to show people. This is the first video I'm going to show them. His production quality is top notch. His questions are top notch. His camera work is top notch. Everything is good when it comes to Tailosive videos. Like, there's very few creators that I hold in higher esteem when it comes to Aptera content than Tailosive. At any rate, fantastic video. You guys would love it. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. The link will be down below. Drive the Lightning is another fine example of what a YouTube channel covering Aptera should be. This particular video, though, is talking about the BMW I3, and a car that he has driven many miles in. This is his mother's car that he is reviewing. He talks about all sorts of fun stuff with relation to the vehicle, the maintenance costs, as you just saw a tire there, the tread wear now, apparently. He talks about the driving experience, the downfalls, the pitfalls of the i3. Overall, a very good video. Another fine example of what a YouTube video should be, in my opinion. So yeah, that'll be it for this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am once more the Engineer. If you'd like to like and or subscribe or do the other YouTubey things, go ahead and do those things with the links all over the place. They have the links everywhere now. Please check out other videos that I have done with those links that are gonna pop up at some point or another, and I'll catch you guys next time.